It's the Fade Route with D and Z IMD. And we got a great show for you tonight. We're talking some fantasy
Yeah, we do.
baseball. We've got the WBC final, which is now, and the NCAA tournament kicks off this week. I think it kicks off Thursday, playing games today and tomorrow, I believe. We'll begin today's show with breaking news. The Denver Broncos have made a splash. They've acquired wide receiver Jalen Waddle from the Miami Dolphins. Denver will send its first round pick this year, number 30 overall, along with a third and a fourth round pick to Miami in exchange for Waddle and a fourth round pick. Z, it seems like Denver is all in on this season. Miami gets more draft picks for their rebuild. What do you make of the trade?
First and foremost, here's the wide receiver room for the Broncos. Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Michael Bandy. Well, Mr. Humphrey, Mr. Bandy, thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing.
Well, maybe you can return kicks, but I think Jalen Waddle also returns kicks. So there's that. Star-studded room, right? You bring into the fold a top flight receiver at 6 tutties last year, only 910 yards, but when you take into account the Dolphins are the drizzling shits, yeah. And it's certainly an upgrade from Tua to Bo Nix. So you figure that Jalen Waddle is going to increase his production. Wide receiver wasn't the problem for the Broncos. Defense, they really didn't have a problem until Bo Nix got hurt. But if you could make the argument that this would solve the, flip a switch that they were doing during the regular season, maybe that, they wouldn't have to rely on one quarter a game to, close the deal. But they do get a dynamic player. They get a nice possession receiver who he's willing to go over the middle. He's willing to do the things that you want to do. And you pair him with a running back in RJ Harvey, who's a very good player, and a healthy Bo Nix. And you got to say that this team, there's no reason why they shouldn't be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl next year. They should have done it this year. They should have. Except Bo Nix got hurt and they had to start Jarrett Stidham in a snowstorm. So that was the very definition of shit happens. So excellent for the Broncos. The Dolphins. I mean, you look at the list of dead cap money, right? Tua, Fitzpatrick, Bradley Chubb. I think Zach Wilson's on the list. Jalen Waddle, I believe, is owed money. They're doing something. Something is going down over there. They're accumulating draft capital. They have to rebuild this team because there's a shit ton of dead cap money. And how are they going to do it? What's the most efficient way for them to do it? It's through the draft. And they have to accumulate assets. They have to accumulate talent and good, young, cheap talent. That's how they're going to attack this problem. Now, they brought in 2 guys from Green Bay, right? They're used to working in similar confinements because Green Bay is not exactly what you call aggressive in free agency. How do they like to grow their team? Mostly through the draft. So you figure that they're tearing it down. They're in for a rebuild. But then they go and sign Malik Willis. So how quickly do they think they can rebuild this thing? You suck for this year. You accumulate all of these young talent, and then maybe next year you're going to try and take a shot. Is that what the plan is in Miami? Because it makes all the sense in the world to get rid of some of these higher priced players and acquire these draft picks. In the short term, you're screwed. Plain and simple. You're screwed. but long term, it puts them in a better position. And I mean, they may turn it around quickly. They believe in Willis. Can they put the other pieces around him? Because they still have Devon Achane. They still have a couple of guys there, but it's looking rough for this season.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I thought they were going to try to be competitive with Willis, Waddle, and Achan. But this trade screams to me that they're going to try to get Arch Manning or a top
Right.
quarterback in the next draft. You've got all these draft picks now. You're going to suck ass. You took away the weapon that you Willis had because now you brought in Willis. Who's he throwing to?
Right.
Who's their wide receiver? They don't have
Tutu
one.
Atwell.
Currently, they don't have a wide receiver on their roster that is like of a number one caliber. I'm fine with them doing this. This is what they had to do. It didn't work. It didn't work. You know what? Tua didn't work. Tyreek Hill didn't work. Waddle didn't work. Achan, the whole thing just didn't work. And what happens to Achan now is a good question. Is he available? You're just stockpiling picks. But you know what? They're just of the mindset of, hey man, we're just gonna start over. Like we're not gonna pretend to compete. We can't win. We can't win with our current team, and we're just gonna start over. Now, as far as the Broncos are concerned, I can't think of a time when Sean Payton had a receiver of Waddle's caliber. Can you? I mean, I wouldn't put him in the Brandon Cooks category. I wouldn't put him in the Marquise Colston category. And I wouldn't put him in the Michael Thomas category. Like, I don't remember him having a player of like this dynamic where he can run over the middle. He can do the short stuff. He's tall. He's athletic. He can run down the sideline. I mean, my whole thing is I'm assuming that Cortland Sutton's going to be your possession receiver and Waddle's going to be your playmaker. Like almost like a true number one, I would think. But then what happens to the running game? Because a large part of why Denver was successful last year is because they had people commit to the running game with Harvey and Dobbins. I just think with all those draft picks they gave up, you're telling me you couldn't get like another wide receiver of Jalen Waddle caliber? You couldn't get a good running back like as good as Achan or in that class? I mean, I don't know what's going on with their scouting department. It just seems you gave up a lot for Jalen Waddle. I mean, Z, would you have given up that much for Jalen Waddle? A first, a third, and a fourth?
That's on potential, man. Yeah. It's,
I'll give you a first and a fourth. I'm keeping my third. And what, they sent a fourth back to them?
Yeah, so it's effectively it was a fourth round swap. So it was a pick swap.
So now really you just got your second round pick
this
year. I don't know. I mean, you're telling me Mike Evans couldn't be just as good as Jalen Waddle?
Well, I don't think they're going to do similar things. So, see, I think Waddle possesses more of that slot ability. Yes, Cortland Sutton can do it, but so can Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's also fast enough that he can beat them through the slot and actually take it to the house. That was, kind of his effectiveness in Miami. The reason why I would do that trade is because, you make him your number one. He now has a better quarterback. You would agree that Bo Nix is a better.
Can't do that, man.
Oh, I don't want Stephon Diggs anywhere near my team. That's me, though. Like, everywhere Stephon Diggs has gone, like, it always ends up being something, in the locker room. He's good. No, I'm not disputing the fact that Stephon Diggs is good, but there's always shit. There's always a cloud following him. Yeah. There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Does he make teams better? Sure. Absolutely.
I don't like giving up that many draft
picks.
I
would do the trade, though. I would. Because, you know what? I believe in his ability, and I think that him getting the bulk of the targets from a better quarterback will actually actually cause him to blossom. He was,
No, I
Tyreek Hill, before he got hurt, Tyreek Hill was the number one option there.
I think he's going to be good. I'm not saying he's not going to be good.
And
I'm just saying
I think
he's
that
giving up a lot.
Yeah.
That's all. He's just giving up a lot. Like, I don't know.
Well, it's a swap of 4s. It's a 1 and a 3. I think a 1 and 2 picks. Essentially,
I don't like the
you're
third
swapping
round
4s.
pick. I don't like the third round pick aspect of it. I want to keep my third round pick. I need third round pick,
which is fair, and you can
you can keep your
come,
fourth. You can keep your fourth. Take my fourth, but I want my second and third round picks. You can take my first.
Now you can always, yeah. I mean, for him, his first round talent, 100%. Now you can, like, third round picks get traded all the time, especially on draft day. Like when it comes around, you can reacquire a draft pick. You can reacquire a third round pick. I think you can make that move.
It just seems like Denver's all in. It doesn't sound like they're going to be giving up any players. They're not giving up any players. Nor should they. Nor should they. This team was ready to go if it wasn't for Bo Nix getting hurt. Like, if Bo Nix did not get hurt, they would have been in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they would have won the Super Bowl, but they would have been there, because there ain't no way that Bo Nix would have been as atrocious as Jarrett Stidham was as the game progressed. Jarrett Stidham started out great, as we know, but then as the weather turned to shit, so did he. And I think that Bo Nix has a little bit more to him than Jarrett Stidham does. And I think that Bo Nix has more at this point in his career than Drake May does. And I think that they would have gotten through that, and you would have been spot on with your pick as far as the Broncos go. Well, the NCAA tournament kicks off kind of today. I mean, they're playing a playing game today, playing a game tomorrow, but really, I guess it starts on Thursday. We've got our picks. We've got our things set up, our board set up. Come play with us, compete against us in our CBS bracket. So, Z, who's in your Final Four? How do you feel about St. John's getting sent to California and playing the group of death with Michigan State, Duke, UConn, and Kansas? Go to cbssports.com, type in "Hey Yo 26" and play against us. See what you can do. Take us on. And if you're lucky, if you win, maybe, just maybe, we'll send you a little prize. Throw that out there. Maybe an Alleged Superstar t-shirt. How's that sound to you guys? I need a new one. I think that's fair. Let's break it down real quick. St. John's in the East, going out, taking out on the same conference as Duke, same conference as UConn, same conference as Michigan State. I have them advancing 2 rounds, going up against Duke. I see them losing to Duke. So it's a tough draw. And I gotta say, they won the Big East. And yet, they're in the same bracket as the team they just beat the shit out of. Huh? Trash. The team they beat the shit out of, and the team they beat the shit out of has a higher seed. Make that make sense to me. You have a conference champion as a 5 seed. Okay, it's a 5. UConn's 2. No, I'm sorry. I just wiped the floor with them. I deserve better. If I'm St. John's, I'm not happy with this draw. I've got coming out of the East, I have Duke and Michigan State. I have Duke. Southern bracket, 1-2, Florida, Houston. I have Houston. Coming out of the West, I got Arizona and BYU. Yeah, I see the Cougars. The Cougars are good. They're good. They are very good. The way I broke down and this might be a little bit of trade secrets here, but hey, whatever. I broke it down based on strength of schedule. I took the teams with the higher strength of schedule because I know that they haven't played cupcakes. And BYU, their strength of schedule is 11th in the country. Wow. That's pretty damn good. That's surprisingly good. So I'm going to take them going up against Arizona, but I think Arizona's got enough to beat them. And then in the Midwest,
this is where all hell breaks loose for me. I got Texas Tech and Iowa State, and Texas Tech in the Final Four. So you have a Final Four of Duke, Houston, Arizona, Texas Tech. But I got chalk in the finals. I got Duke, Arizona, and I got Duke beating Arizona. So it's pretty fucked up that St. John's is in the same conference as UConn, in that group of death, rated lower than UConn is, but they're going to make a run. And ultimately, I can't see Hurley surviving this. Ultimately,
Really?
I think that
Really?
I think that Hurley has a shelf life.
What?
And it's very much in the vein of Bob Knight, right? Or Jim Harbaugh, that you run these guys, you run them. You're an excitable fella. It's just eventually you get
You're
tired
an
of fucking
excitable
ads.
fella.
You're an excitable fella. I'll be polite and say he's an excitable fella. And like we've said this before, he's great when he's winning. But if your team starts to slip, he's not the guy for the job because he's just going to rub people the wrong way. It's just going to get old fast. And I can see a scenario where it's just like, fuck, man. Like, I'm just tired of it. I have Hurley fatigue.
No, he's exhausted.
So
it's his
he is. He's this generation's Bobby Knight, except he can't choke people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how he talks to his players. I know how he talks to refs.
That's fair.
I don't know. Yeah. He seems compassionate for his players. Like Mullins was having a tough game in the Big East final, and he told him, keep shooting. Just keep shooting. He wasn't like giving him shit. You know, I think they're better than they played in the Big East final. I think they went in with a game plan and it just didn't work out. Like they were trying to pound St. John's inside, and they thought, what's his name, Mullins and I can't remember his name, but they're number 11 or number 1, I forgot. Their other shooter, they thought he was going to be able to get some baskets. He only scored 7 points. Mullins was off, and they couldn't pound the ball inside, and ultimately just it fell on itself after halftime. I don't know if they're going to get rid of him. I think they like him. They were a top 10 team this year. They had some really unbelievable runs. They played really well. The problem is like he's coaching against fucking Rick Pitino now. So that's the only problem he has. I think St. John's got hosed. I don't like how they're sending them to San Diego to play. They're an East team. And this is all for TV ratings. They put 4 Hall of Fame head coaches allegedly right in this conference so they could just beat the shit out of each other. You got Bill Self, you've got you got Hurley.
He's a choking dog at the tournament.
You got Pitino, you got Izzo. Those are 4 guys right there that are going to go to the Hall of Fame. And then you can say Shires an up and coming coach. Like he's a good coach. I'm not, I know he's got Duke, but he's a good coach. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's bad. So it's just that's a shit draw. But having said that, I still got St. John's going to the Final Four. I got them beating I got them beating Michigan State. I think Michigan State's really good. Tom Izzo is just a great coach, and I think CBS would love it if St. John's and Michigan State met, in the Elite Eight. Then I have St. John's ultimately beating Duke, and I just think Duke is hurt. I don't think it has anything to do with St. John's being so great. I think they'll just take advantage of a hurt Duke team, and I think St. John's is better than Kansas, and I think Michigan State. I think Tom Izzo is a better coach than Dan Hurley, and that's why they'll get by UConn. So that takes care of that side of the bracket. So I have St. John's going, and then I have Florida. Florida's really good. I mean, the only teams I could see beating Florida is I could see Vanderbilt beating Florida, and I could see Illinois beating Florida. I would not be surprised at either of those. But I would think, Florida got fucking destroyed in their conference tournament. So I would think they're going to come back, and they have that kid from White Plains on their team. So I think he'll have a good tournament. He went really far last year. with Arkansas. So I like Florida getting there to play against St. John's. And then on the other side, I'm all chalk. I mean, I think Michigan and Arizona are the best teams in the country. So I don't see a team that could beat them. I think Wisconsin will give Arizona a tough time. I think BYU could give Arizona a tough time, but I think Arizona ultimately, with a mostly freshman team, is going to get into the Final Four. And then Michigan's just the best team. I mean, the only team that I can see them giving them a hard time is Iowa State. I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa State knocked off Michigan, but that all just depends on what happens up until that point. I don't know if Iowa State can consecutively keep winning games like Michigan's kept winning games. So then I have Arizona and Michigan on one side, and Z is dropped off for some odd reason, but I'm going to keep going. So I've got St. John's and Florida on one side. I've got Arizona and Michigan on the other side. And then ultimately, I have Michigan beating Arizona. And then I have St. John's beating Florida. And then, even though I'm a Johnny, I actually have Michigan upsetting St. John's in the final. And my tiebreaker is 165 points. But I think I mean, when it comes to these tournaments, anything can happen. I think last year was all chalk. This year I got 3 1s and a 5. So I'm not really taking any chances here. And I'm just picking teams that I like and teams that I think that can, keep on winning. Patino, I don't know how much more time he has left, and I think he's got a really strong team this time. I like Ian Jackson. I like Darling. Nice. I like Ian Jackson. I like Darling. I like Zuby Ejiofor. I'm curious to see if Zuby Ejiofor can actually be an NBA player. I think he can. I think he has because I've seen growth in him since he got there. It'll be interesting to see if St. John's plays against Kansas because Zuby started at Kansas. So it'd be really cool if he was able to beat Bill Self in Kansas. He's developed a shot. He's got a great inside game. He can rebound. He can block shots. He's the Big East Player of the Year. I mean, he might be good enough to be a second round pick in the NBA draft. But the key to him is he's got to keep expanding his palette. He's got to, keep building his gameplay. He's got to keep becoming an all around great player. And he's back.
When it works, it's great.
Riverside. Well, I was filling everybody in on my bracket, so.
Oh, awesome.
So
so where do we leave off? We left off with, So catch me up on your Final Four. Had Arizona. You were talking about Arizona when Riverside unfortunately decided to crap out.
So I mean, basically, the gist of it is I have St. John's and Florida on one side, and then I have Arizona and Michigan on the other side, and I have Michigan getting to the championship against St. John's, and I got Michigan beating St. John's, and which would be a rematch of a game
that makes sense.
Season. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Arizona and Michigan are two best teams. I really do. I don't really see how they can be beat. I think Florida's got holes in their game. St. John's has got some holes in their game. I just think at the end of the day, I think Rick has enough talent and enough coaching to get them to the Final Four and get them to the finals. And in the finals, you're just going to go up against a better team. And can you beat this team on a neutral site in one game? Possibly, but I think Michigan is too good.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan is Michigan is built for this, as are Arizona and all the big programs. So it's one of those things that, you're really also not going to see a lot of. I really can't foresee a lot of major upsets. I know people are like trying to get on Furman as if Furman is going is
I like
is the
Hofstra.
15 is going to knock off the 2.
I like Hofstra to
It's
beat
possible.
Arkansas. Beat Alabama. Alabama.
Okay, so that's fine. The problem with that, especially in this day and age with the NIL, is that they're just poaching the best players from everybody, man. And
Yeah.
that true mid-major, that true like underdog, it doesn't happen anymore.
Well, we had all chalk
the
last
Gonzagas
year.
are the,
We had all chalk last
yeah,
year.
and I think because of the way that the landscape of college football has changed, college basketball, excuse me, it bled over into college football as well. The best teams get the monopoly of the best players, and then it becomes an inequity, and it becomes very difficult to win. And now you have to kind of like somehow scheme a way to win, and that's where your best coaches will shine. But then what's going to happen? The majors are going to turn around and take the coaches too, like what happened with Shaka Smart. Shaka Smart shows an inkling of competency at VCU, and all of a sudden, he's the Longhorns head coach. It's just that's the nature of college sports now. It has been for a while. Outside of like Mark Few, how many of those mid-major coaches actually didn't take the next step and grab the brass ring at another location, right? Nobody. Buzz Williams left.
Hoiberg.
Bruce Pearl left. Yeah. Larinaga left. And they all left. The grass may not be greener, but they pay better. That's for damn sure.
All right. Well, moving on. The NBA Board of Governors is set to meet next week to discuss expansion for the 2029 season. How would you vote if you had a vote?
Decline. No.
No.
God damn it. No.
We need more tanking teams. We need to add some more teams into the tank.
Jesus Christ. It's bad enough.
Rumor is
that the product is watered down.
Vegas.
Which is, that's fine. I mean, Seattle.
How about just relocating some teams?
Right. That's my theory. And I was looking at it. I was looking at which teams draw the lowest amount.
Sacramento.
And Memphis. Memphis is at the bottom.
Poor town.
Are they going to move again? They seem to have found a home in Memphis. Probably not. Atlanta. Are you moving the Hawks? I don't think you're moving the Hawks. The Wizards. Jesus Christ, you can contract the Wizards. Just contract the Wizards. Like, what are we doing here? Trae Young. Like, we traded him. We traded for him just to sit him. Sure. Let's do that. New Orleans. They're not leaving New Orleans. Maybe
that could be.
Oklahoma City. They've won their chip. They're there. They're entrenched in that community.
Low in attendance.
They're in a smaller market. It is adjusted for that, but they're in the middle of the pack.
Wow.
Indiana is pretty low, but you're not moving. The Pacers aren't moving.
Nope.
The Pacers, no, they're entrenched in there. So who do you move?
Charlotte get a draw?
Charlotte's kind of mid-low.
Huh.
But, at this point,
I'll be damned.
Would you move them again? Because it's starting to become the Washington Senators at that point. And you fought so hard to get that identity back. I don't know. I think that there's too many teams, and you need to contract. That I'm of that camp, that mindset.
I mean,
that in order to better the product.
Yeah, my whole argument at this meeting would be, guys, like we have a fucking problem that we have to solve before we start adding more things to the salad. Okay, right. We have to talk about the integrity of our product is being threatened right now. There are gambling scandals. There's trash play. We've got teams resting players for fucking no reason. We have a tanking issue. We've got a player development problem. Like we have a whole bunch of fucking problems that I think need
We
to
have
be
multiple players tied to
resolved.
gambling.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of problems we need to resolve before we start adding more teams to this shit. I understand we just signed this massive TV deal, and I'm really excited about my share of the billions of dollars we're going to get from this. And I don't really want to share it with somebody else who's just coming in to lose games.
Right.
We're about to lose LeBron James. Kevin Durant's going to be leaving soon. Steph Curry is going to be leaving soon. Who's the next star we're going to build around? And now, if we add more teams, there's going to be less stars on more teams. And if you understand what I'm saying, is that,
Yeah,
we only have so many stars. And now, instead of being able to combine multiple stars on the team, that star is going to go on his own team. And we're going to have a deflated product again. We've got teams making the playoffs that are barely over 500. We've got a season that lasts too fucking long. We've got a playoff that lasts too damn long. Our players are getting hurt.
So let's add two more.
Our players are getting hurt. Our players don't want to play. They don't want to play. The commissioners had to incentivize playing to win awards. Hello?
Right.
Hello? Is that not a red fucking flag? We've got to incentivize people to play in an all-star game. It's an all-star game. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay? So that's what I would stand up and say if I was at this stupid governor's meeting.
If I'm Adam Silver, I'm calling Gary Bettman. I can't believe I just said that, but I'm calling Gary Bettman. Why am I calling Gary Bettman? Because the NHL has recently done this, right? To those very locations, the Golden Knights and the Kraken. And they set up the expansion draft in such a way that those teams were competitive immediately. Shit. Their first year in existence, the Golden Knights were in the Stanley Cup Finals. They lost to the Caps, but they got there. They were a champion within 3 seasons. The Kraken are competitive. They haven't had the same success, but they were competitive. The only way you could get my vote is if you presented the draft format in such a way that guarantees that these markets will be successful. Right? So you need to figure out a way to get quality players, not the 15th guy on a roster. Not the guy that, not the guy who's barely hanging on in the league. But you need a Ja Morant, for example, just throwing a name out there, right? Or a Zion.
You want to throw that guy into Vegas, man?
No, but I want somebody with cachet and name recognition that people are gonna come and see. I want a competitive team.
I need my players to care more about the places they play in. James Harden the last couple of years has just been a player for hire. Same thing with Kevin Durant. He's been a player for hire. I need my players to care about the cities they play in and want to play for their teams. I want guys that want to play.
Do you think you mentioned Kevin Durant. Do you think he's going to make it to 28-29?
Yeah.
You think you make it that season?
Yeah.
So then there's your answer. Kevin Durant didn't want to leave Seattle. He didn't want the team to go to Oklahoma City. Kevin, you're going to fucking Seattle.
Oh.
You're going to be the guy.
Yeah, I guess. That's fine, but my whole thing is we have a lot of problems that need to be resolved.
Agreed.
Before we start adding teams. That's my whole shtick. And like I said, we have a player problem. Like one of the things that I'd be proud of is that the Spurs drafted Wembanyama and they're the best team in the league right now. So it gives me hope, but he's a different type of player, right? Like he cares about every game he plays in. He wants to win. He's emotional after losses. it's not just another game to him. So I feel comfortable with him being the face of the league, over Zion and over LeBron. And like, I'm ready to usher in the new era. And I just don't think right now is the time for that to start. It's like kind of like the Iraq war we are going through right now. I'm not saying we shouldn't be fighting Iran. I just don't think we should be fighting them right now. We just have a lot of other things to take care of at home right now. And doing this is just making a mess of everything else. So I just think it's a very similar situation where it's like we think we have some housekeeping to do internally as a league. Like, we don't even know how this lottery system's working. We don't even know if we're going to stick to this draft format. How the fuck could I commit to teams in 28, 29, and I don't even know what the draft is going to look like in 28, 29? So,
right. I mean, foundationally and logistically, the NBA has a lot to fix, but they also have to figure out. They have to figure out beyond the nuts and bolts of it all. Like, how do you motivate the players to step on the court and play?
right.
The you eliminated the back-to-backs for the most part. You're trying to work with them in order to somehow incentivize their participation. And it's still not enough. It still doesn't seem to be enough sometimes. Like, who's to say? Like, I know you're a big proponent of shortening the season too. What's your number? 54?
Man, that would be great.
No
one's going to go for that. 54
right.
would be fantastic. That's not going to happen. I'm realistic about that. But I think 70 should.
No, owners would never.
But I think
100%. Players would probably sign up in a heartbeat.
But here's my thing: is like, I'm going to tell you to shorten your season and then keep the playoffs the same. Then that's fine. Like, that's fine. Then, like, play, 70 games or 72 games, and then leave the playoffs alone. Then they can play that many games in the playoffs. Like, as it is right now, all these teams are just trying to do is get into the playoffs. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get into the playoffs, and we do get better basketball in the playoffs. So then let's just get to that point. Let's just play. Instead of playing for home court and number one over, let's just play for seeding right now in this big playoff we're gonna have starting in April instead of starting it in May or whenever they started. I think they do start in April, but because there's only 14 games left. Let's just get to that already, and that's kind of the something LeBron has alluded to a bunch of times, where it's about tuning up for the playoffs. It's about being my best version of myself in the playoffs and using this as, like, preparing for that. I think the NBA
is also still not there because we have the play-in tournament,
right? Because I think the NBA is in a weird situation where you can separate yourself from all the other sports. You have a real chance to do this, right? So in baseball, it's a marathon, right? It's numbers, it's history. I'd be shocked if they changed anything, but after they don't play any baseball, who knows? Anything can happen, right? Football is the sport that needs to be played every week, and every game counts. I can't be football. No chance. There's no way I can be football. Okay. Hockey is kind of figured out. Their bread and butter is playoff hockey. There is nothing better than playoff hockey. I think every person who's ever sat and watched a hockey game, whether live and in person, will tell you that playoff hockey is better than sliced bread. Like, it's the best thing ever, right? But now I can do one up. How can I do one up? Is like, I can have a very sophisticated and very competitive playoff like hockey. That should be my model. My model is let hockey play 84 games. Let hockey play 82 games. No. I'm going to play 54 games. I'm going to play 70 games. I'm going to play less games. And I'm going to play, but my playoff is going to be better than hockey's playoff, because my players are going to be fresher, because they wouldn't have played that whole entire season that your hockey players have been put through. And it's going to be much more on the line. There's going to be more at stake here. Maybe there's even a loser bracket. I don't know, but I'm just trying to say like that's where they can corner the market is trying to get to the playoffs quicker and change the season because no one gives a shit about the regular season. You got players not playing, you got players resting. Well, okay, now the season is their seeding. That's what the season is. You play as many games as you want. Play 10, play 20, play 15. I don't give a fuck. It's for seeding. You want the 5th seed, you want to aim there, go for it. And everybody just playing for seeding. And then we're going to have a highly competitive playoff where everybody's going to play. Everybody's going to play hard for a whole 2 months or whatever it's going to be. That's what I would do. And I would kick the tires in this whole 82 game season and then fucking 3-month playoff. Like, fuck that.
The more I watch soccer and the more I watch the Premier League, relegation. Get rid of the worst. Get rid of the absolute dog shit teams. Send the Wizards to the G League. Send everybody send the bottom 4 teams down and bring up the best. Right? Do it in baseball. Do it in fucking hockey. Do it every fucking sport that has a minor league system.
Make the playoffs mean something. Like if you beat a team, you get to take 2 of their players and add them to your team.
Right. I mean,
that'd be fucking phenomenal. Any 2 players you want, you can take them and put them on your team.
But here's the thing, like, yes, Wolverhampton Wolves they're a shit team. The Wolves are a shit team. They're playing hard because they're trying to stay up.
Right.
Nottingham Forest is a shit team. They're trying. West Ham is trying. Burnley is trying. They're just not good enough. And that's okay. But you're trying. There's something in place. There's a safeguard. There's a guardrail that keeps this crap from happening. And the product, it's entertaining. I'm not saying it's always good, because eventually you'll get the stinker, like you'll see Wolves versus Burnley, and it sucks because it's 2 teams that aren't that good. But you have guys trying. And I think that's the issue. It's like, I appreciate the sophistication of it. Is that going to make them try? Is that going to make them try? Because hockey players don't need motivation to try. I know you were comparing the two because they're both winter sports in our current climate.
No, they want to play.
Yeah. Hockey players, look at Jack friggin' Hughes. Jack Hughes just got his fucking teeth knocked out and he didn't miss a shift.
Wild.
Hockey players are just different. The hockey players are built fucking different, dude. And you can't, I don't think you could compare the two. But there's relegation needs to come to American sports. It just needs to. Like, this will solve a lot of the problems. And I think we have to come to that. And I think USL is going to try that. We should try to have Mitch Berukowitz back on. But I think they're trying to do that this season. They're bringing relegation to USL like he wanted it to. And I think that will spur on the play. And the embarrassment, right, of a team like the Wizards, who have a superstar player, an alleged superstar player like Trae Young, right? They get sent to the G League. And then the Santa Cruz Slugs, or whatever the hell their name is, Santa Cruz Lakers, whatever the hell their name is, they get brought up because they won the G League. You're telling me that wouldn't light a fire under people's asses? I think it would. I think it's something that needs to be explored.
Well,
speaking of needs to be explored.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Speaking of things that need to be explored, we got to talk about this. LeBron James, you mentioned him. We're going to come at the king right now. He'll be wearing an all-time leading scorer patch on his jersey for the rest of the season. And fans are kind of giving him shit for it. They're giving him shit for it, and they're giving the league shit for it. So when is this patch okay, and when is it not okay?
This is embarrassing, I think. Would you wear that? I wouldn't wear that shit.
No.
Listen, there's a couple of patches I liked, and I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan, but I thought the final season patch for the Yankees was kind of cool. Like Yankee Stadium had a lot of history. I thought I thought that was a cool patch. I hated the Jeter patch. That reminds me of this LeBron James patch. So stupid. I liked how the NFL moved to like more like of a personalized captaincy, where it's like the
Mhm.
C, but then there are stars on it. I'm not even sure what those stars represent, but I thought that was kind of cool. Um, I think the Bills, the Bills' final season Orchard Park is stupid. The Highmark Park, the new stadium they're going to, is a stupid patch too. Um, So those are the patches that I've really liked. I'm always a fan of like the World Series patches and the NBA Finals patch. I'm not sure if the NBA does this, but I thought they do, where they have a patch for how many like championships you've won. I think they used to do something like that on player jerseys. It was like up on the top or the back of your
Mhm.
jersey. I could be wrong. I wasn't sure if it's how many the players won or maybe the organizations won.
Mhm.
75-year patches, 50-year patches, 25-year patches. I'm cool with those. I think those are interesting. Those are fun. Um, but an all-time leading scorer patch, I mean, really, really, really terrible.
No, this isn't it. I do. I think Major League Baseball does a Roberto Clemente Award. If you've won the Roberto Clemente Award, you get a
Oh, right.
patch.
And NFL Man
Walter
of the
Payton Man
Year.
of the Year.
I like that
Walter
patch.
Payton Man of the Year, you get
I
one.
like
I
that
like
patch.
that.
I like that
I
patch.
like that. Gold Glove winner, you actually Rawlings will have they'll make their logo gold for you
Oh, I
and
didn't know that.
platinum. Yeah. So like if you notice, like if you see the patch on the glove, like it's actually gold. And
Huh.
that's a neat. It's subtle.
I
It's a
did not
very it's
know
a
that. That's very
yeah. You
cool.
got to look close. It's very cool.
That is very cool.
Um,
And you deserve it.
like
Been watching
yeah.
those
If
Ron
you
Washington videos. I can watch
yes,
that shit all day, dude. Like his how he teaches. I was watching the first base video today,
uh,
dude. Just like simple things of like kind of telling people to reach out and go get the ball. We understand
mm-hmm,
charging the ball, but then go get the ball. Like use your
right,
glove to go get the ball. And even
right.
when you're scooping, don't scoop in front of you. Scoop out. Go get it. Scoop it. And even when you
Mm-hmm.
backhand out and up. Out and up.
Yep.
Just don't come flat and don't stay down. Go out and up, my man.
It's the
I
same
learned a
thing I
lot
when
today. I
I'm
didn't even go on the field.
mhm. Yeah, it's the same stuff I teach the softball team. So it's great that Ron Washington's putting that out there. It's important for these guys. He's going to turn. You said it. He's going to turn Luis Arias into a Gold Glover.
Dude, it's just like
Like
in
that's
simple things. Like he doesn't even use the fungo half the time. He's like, I don't need this.
no.
You just roll the ball to you. You see the ball, pick
Yeah,
it up. It doesn't matter how fast
that's
it's
it.
going. You'll figure that out. And he's like, don't stop
No,
moving. Like once you're moving, don't stop moving. Don't stop moving towards the ball and getting the ball. Very
no. You
good
got to
stuff.
keep. You have to follow the ball.
Just keep
100%.
going. Just keep moving. Then don't
Yeah.
hop. Don't be confident in your actions. Be confident in your movement. And then he pulls the fungo bat and he just taps it to you. He's just like, I just want you to see the ball off the bat. It's don't. I'm not gonna hit it hard. I don't have to hit it hard. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant shit.
Yeah. He has a way about him as far as being able to connect with his players. And I think that is super important. We talked about that with Hurley before. Washington is definitely one of the more respected guys in the league, and it's for stuff like that. Uh, as far as patches go, you're looking at any kind of milestone World Series, any kind of milestone anniversary year. The Rangers have their 100-year anniversary.
That's nice.
It's going so well. Thanks, guys. But the patch looks cool.
They're on like a little
I
bit of a
got
win streak, though. They're on a
yeah,
little bit of a
they have
burn.
been now that they have
They
nothing to
do
play for.
happen. It
Sure,
has happened before.
I will be in attendance on Sunday. We're gonna go see the Rangers play the Jets, so that should be fun. But yeah, that's any kind of milestone for the league,
I
milestone
hate
for
the
the
I hate the
team.
advertising patches. Those piss me
I
off.
no, but you know what? That's the wave of the future, unfortunately, because I mean, even right now, Or watching Team USA. They have direct TV on the side of their goddamn helmets.
Trash.
You know, it is what it is. Like Capital One is on their sleeve. Like the baseball uniform used to be sacred, and now it's turning into NASCAR. Which I get it. Like promotion is everything, right? You need to have sponsors. 100%. Sponsors definitely like increase your revenue. Like placement could be better. Let's just put it that way. I am not about individual accolades on people's jerseys. I think that's kind of tacky. Like the 75th anniversary, take a drink. I wouldn't want that on my jersey either.
Yeah, fuck that.
And no, I wouldn't want that, you know.
Also, when players pass away, I'm okay with those.
I'm
Like
fine with that.
Memoriam. Even like I think Robert Kraft's wife passed away, and they had the Martha.
Mhm.
That was a cool patch. I like
Yeah.
that patch.
When I think it was the owner of the Bears when she passed away. They had the patch on their arm. Like that's good. It's a memorial.
cool. I like
That's
those.
fine. You know, you see that all the time. And I think that's a nice way, a subtle tribute to people who have come before you. But when you see something like this, I get it's a huge achievement, right? With, you know, names like Wilt and Kareem and Magic, and, you know, you stand above them all. But do you really need to wear that on your jersey? Do you really? Are you that insecure
You really need
that you need to wear it? Right. Do we really need to, you know,
And I thought it was
do we
just
really need that?
I thought it was just a way for them to sell jerseys. Like I thought they were going to sell jerseys. They're not even selling these jerseys with the patch on it. So what are we doing?
That's so weird.
You can't even buy
So
the patch.
basically,
So what are we
right,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
we're stroking LeBron's ego.
Like, who
That's
comes
what it
up
is.
with this? And how come he's not a better person to say I'm not doing this? Like you know, he's in a position where he can pretty much tell Adam Silver to screw off. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they're gonna do whatever he says. I'm not wearing
True.
a patch. I don't want a patch.
But at the same time, it's like, is he going to turn that down? It's a self-promotion. I don't think he's going to turn that down.
No, he's not, but he should have.
He should have. I agree. Like Kobe would have done it. Michael Jordan would have done it.
I don't know. Not sure.
I don't think Michael Jordan would have had the patch.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think so. Like I
think the patch
have
would
a
have got you
feeling.
knocked down back in Michael Jordan's day too.
And even Kobe, like even in the early part of Kobe's career,
He
No
was.
fucking
I know
way.
those guys were like so locked in. I don't know if they paid attention to stuff like that. I don't know if they would really cared, but I think it's stupid. But moving on to baseball, the WBC final is set, and the Americans will be taking on Venezuela. In fact, they're taking them on right now and losing 1-0 in the fourth inning. Some players have said this is more important than winning the World Series. Z, is that possible?
The pride to play for one's country and the honor and dignity of that, right? For some people, that is very big, right? That's something that weighs heavily. We saw the pride on display in the World Baseball Classic, right? Japan, DR, Venezuela, even Italy. It just extremely proud to wear their nation's colors because they're representing something bigger than themselves. This is the disconnect for me. You now, like, or you're going to get paid by your team, right? And the effort needs to match, right? Like, I understand playing for your country, and 100%, like, that's a huge honor. But you're also getting paid very well to play professionally, whether it's baseball or hockey or basketball, regardless. You know, the World Cup is coming up and you're getting paid very well by other teams. And I get the loyalty and pride of wearing your flag and wearing your colors. There's a loyalty and pride to wearing your jersey. And I think that like that should be, I'm not saying it's equal, but it's definitely something that needs to be taken into consideration. So it's possible. It's extremely possible. We see it all the time. But then you also see guys like Garrett Crochet who said, the Red Sox pay me a lot of money and I'm not getting hurt in the WBC because I owe the Red Sox because they paid me this money.
Right.
Like, I see both sides of the argument. And at the end of the day, look at what happened with Edwin Diaz last World Baseball Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Dude fucked up his leg. Huh? Like, come on. Like, it's one thing if you're doing it for the Mets, who will pay for your insurance, who will pay for your surgery, who will pay for your rehab. Like, I understand that, you're wearing Puerto Rico on your chest and you're taking pride in that. You still got to go back to the team at the end of this tournament and you still got to be there in one piece. And you still got to be there completely. So I get where guys are coming from as far as, how important this is for them. And we see it in hockey. We saw it in hockey. They laid it all out on the line in the Olympics. They did. Jack Hughes lost teeth. Guys are cut open, bleeding. And then they went back and they brought it just as hard for their team. So there's a necessity to compartmentalize. But once your duty to your country is over, bring it. You better bring the same intensity, because the people that are coming out to watch you expect that. Fans of your team expect that. Your teammates expect that. Your owner and GM expect that, because that's the only way you're going to be successful in the professional rank.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think this might be controversial, but I get that baseball is a world sport. Yes, it's totally a world sport, but to me, the best players, right, play in Major League Baseball, and then there's a Japan League. There's but the best players play in Major League Baseball. What they're doing now, to me, it's for fun. It's fun. Do I really think whoever wins the WBC, like that country, is superior in baseball? I don't. I think it's a fun little thing that they're doing, and it's a nice little tournament they're having. It's not the World Cup, right? I would say soccer is more of an international game that's played by many countries. And that to me is, I'm representing my country and I'm playing for my country. In this thing, you had the guy on the I think it was the DR team had the catcher from the Yankees. Like, it doesn't he was able to trace some of his lineage to the Dominican Republic. Like, we're really stretching here just so they can play for one of these teams. It's like, all right. I mean, to me, honestly, I think this is more of an amateur sport, like an amateur tournament. I'd like to see more amateurs play it than the pros, but it's fine. And same thing for basketball. Like, come on, our NBA players would probably win the gold
The
medal
FIBA
every
World
year.
Cup.
Yeah. Let the amateurs go do that. You're a professional. Like, the professionals play in the professional league. Hockey, I feel different about. I think hockey is more of those things. I think it's an Olympic game. I think it's amazing what hockey players do. And there are some players that play in other countries that just wouldn't play in the NHL, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't play in that tournament, be competitive. Like, come on, we could both look at each other and say Italy had a great run. They did great, but they only lost one game. They lost one game. But are they really the best team this year? No, I think
And are
DR is
they
probably.
really
I think
representing Italy?
right, right.
Are they really represent?
Thank you.
Can we
Right,
can we
right.
can we address the elephant in the room?
Come on, right. Come on. Aaron
You had
Nola.
26 Americans.
Come
They were
on.
they were Italian Americans,
Right. That's
and Francisco
thank
Cervelli's from
you.
Venezuela.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. This isn't exactly the World Baseball Classic. Okay. I mean, they've sparsed this out, and you've had players decline going because even the play Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony didn't Italy asked him to play, and he said no. And then the Americans asked him to play, and he's like, I don't know. And then finally he did go, but he didn't want to because he
Nolan
wants to gear
Arenado.
up for the regular season. That he's being paid by the Boston Red Sox to represent their club. Like, I'm gonna win what with Italy? What does this do for me if I go win with Italy versus whether if I'm healthy for a 6-month season in Major League Baseball, possibly win the MVP, possibly go to the actual World Series and win. So come on, man.
Right.
Like for an amateur, yes, this could
Yeah.
be everything. Especially if you're from that country, that's amazing. Good for you. But for Ronald Acuna Jr.,
No.
for I don't know, Bryce Harper, really? Come on, really?
I mean, it is an honor. It is an honor to be chosen to be part of
But
your
are you really
nation's
chosen?
team.
Are you really chosen? I mean, like Anthony didn't get on with Italy and then he went to America. What was
Well,
the kid
I mean,
guy that went to play for like Israel or
Harrison Bader.
like come on, man. Come on.
But look
From
at
White
but look,
Plains, dude.
yeah, Bronxville. But like Nolan Arenado, he last WBC played for America. This year he played for Mexico
Come on, man.
because he's Mexican American. So like, I understand, but this happens in the World Cup too. In June, Mexico is going to field a team, and they're going to have Mexican Americans on the team. Why are they have dual citizenship, and those guys, while good, can't crack Team USA's roster.
But that's
they're not going to be able to.
If you're a Mexican American and you have dual citizenship, that's fine. These motherfuckers that are playing tonight don't have dual citizenship. They just have a lineage that they're tracing. They're trying to play for the team. Like, and do I think that if Italy played a 7-game series against Japan, they'd come out victorious? Absolutely not. That's the other thing is baseball is a sport that's built around series, right? It's a series of play. It's not pool playing where you win one and you get points. It's not how baseball works. So it's illegitimate to call this team like, you're winning a tournament. Congratulations. Now go back to fucking spring training and let's get on with the season. Like, that's just the way I feel. It's cute. It's nice. I like the gear. I'd love to get an Italy hat if it wasn't over $50 for a fucking
That's insane.
Come on, I'm not paying for that.
But I also think that the culture, the fact that we're speaking from an American perspective, like in Japan, baseball is much bigger, right? Like for some guys,
it's a different game too, right?
Right. Like for DR, for Venezuela, for Puerto Rico, for some of these other nations, and some of these other parts of the world, it's their cultural expression. It's who they are, ingrained in their DNA, and removing that from them is like cutting out a piece of them. So like there's something that we're missing here in America. Like it's very look at the team that we put together. It's very matter of fact, like very professional, very buttoned up. And then you see these other guys with the jackets and the chains and like very excited to be there. We talked about Danny Hurley being a very excitable person. These guys are very excitable. So, they clearly are taking joy in what they're doing. So I think there's something that both sides can learn here. Like we can learn to take a little bit more joy in things. I think that's something that can be said about that. Like it is still a game at the end of the day. And while I agree that you do have a professional responsibility to return to your team in one piece and in good standing, like you said, have a little fun right now.
How is
This
this
is
different from an
outside.
all-star? How is this different from an all-star game? Just because the name on the front
It,
isn't USA, Dominican Republic, or China or Japan.
it's not.
Just that simple fact makes this you're gonna compete harder in this than you would an all-star game.
I mean,
I'm just
you're
trying. I'm
representing
just putting it out there. I'm just
No,
putting
I
it out there.
understand, but you're representing something bigger than you. And I think that, for some people,
It's a goodwill game, man. It's
national, but national pride is a thing. And I think that for
Did you
some
have
cultures and some,
Did you have a tryout? Did anybody try out for this team, or did you go and pick the players? You're telling me
they
there's
pick the
not
players.
okay. You're telling me there's not somebody in Italy that could have been that plays good enough baseball that could have made this team.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Francisco Cervelli was actually moved to Italy and actually put the process together. And I think that he did have tryouts for that,
Okay,
and he supplemented with major league players.
In America, we didn't. In America,
No.
we didn't.
Australia took the best Australian players, so on. Like they know who they have. They don't need to. They don't need to try it.
Kyle Raleigh made the team. He was the catcher. He played like shit this whole tournament. You telling me Adley Rushman couldn't beat him out? If they were trying, if they had a tryout, if America had a tryout, you're telling me this would be the same team? You're telling me Mike, as shitty as Mike Trout is, he wouldn't have made this team come on, for fucking whatever 5 or 6 games that they're playing. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like these are people that just got picked to be on this team. They didn't try out. They don't. Yes, they represent the USA, but I'm sure there's maybe 100 other players that could have done this too. Like you're not you. It's Fugazi. It's Fugazi. It's just whatever. It's like for someone to come out and say this would mean more to me than winning the World Series. Okay, maybe because you don't play in Major League Baseball. Why? Because you're playing with all your friends on Venezuela, that this would mean more to you than winning the World Series? I don't know who said it. I'm just saying I've heard I've heard rumblings.
No, but I understand what they're talking about. It's the same reason why it means a lot that it clearly meant a lot to those NHL players that won in the Olympics.
Different.
And but here's the thing. The WBC was created because baseball was removed from the Olympics.
That's fine.
So this is their tournament. This is their alternative to the Olympics.
But
it's an apples to apples comparison.
It's not. It's not the Olympics. It's not. There's no other qualifying teams. They handpicked this shit. You see Brazil fielding a team? Come on. You handpicked the whole process was handpicked for entertainment. Don't tell me it's not.
They had to. Well, no, there were qualifying tournaments. There were qualifiers. Now,
I'm just saying it's hand.
America didn't qualify. Didn't need to. Like, it's Japan didn't need to.
It's handpicked for enjoyment. It's an exhibition. Yeah, it's competitive and they're playing for fun. But to say that this is the equivalent to playing 162 games, then going through 3 or 4 rounds of a playoff and beating another team that has gone through the same thing you've gone through, sorry guys, falls short. It's not that competitive. It's not. This is baseball. It's different. All right. Speaking of baseball, fantasy baseball drafts will be starting to take place this week. And I know you're excited because you love fantasy baseball so much. So who are some players people should consider drafting this year? And who are some players people should stay away
from? Who should they consider taking? Well, Roman Anthony for one.
Yep. That's my MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
Man. I think he's the MVP.
Roman Anthony's gonna be.
He's gonna be the MVP, man. Oh, guy.
He's a stud,
and he's young.
He's gonna be very good for a very long time.
He's gonna be a problem.
And yeah, he's absolutely going to be somebody that is on the radar. As far as other players that I feel are gonna have really good years, I think Brandon Nimmo is prime for a power year.
Really?
Yeah.
Astros?
Texas Rangers, Globe Life Park.
I knew he was in that state somewhere.
Yeah. Globe Life Park, that ball flies. Brandon Nimmo, I think his highest career homer total was 23.
Made up. Okay,
he could probably in Globe Life, he could probably hit 30 to 35 homers.
What?
Yeah. So he's got pop in him.
I'm writing
For him,
down
it's
all
about
your-
staying healthy.
I'm writing down all these players because I'm gonna make sure I take them. So throughout the whole season, I can either
And
yell
that's
at you
fine
for
too,
giving
because
me
you know what,
shit,
Brandon Nimmo is going to get on base too.
either
So
get on base, steal
even if he
bases?
doesn't hit it, he's not really that much of a base stealer.
He's not that much of a baseball player, actually.
No, he's actually a pretty decent baseball player. He gets on base. You love him, like you're Mr. Moneyball. He's a
gets on
Moneyball
base,
player.
so I care
He
for-
gets on. What does he do? Gets on base.
You want me to
That's
talk when you
that's
point to
the
me?
that's your
Yes.
that's your kind of guy right there. I think Brandon Nimmo is going to have a really good year in Texas. He's going to have a better year than Marcus Semien. That's for damn sure.
Oh, that guy's terrible.
You're looking
230
no,
hitter.
absolutely not. I think Eugenio Suarez is gonna his numbers are gonna spike back up because he's
They
in a
are,
smaller
right?
ballpark.
Wait. So
Yeah.
first of all, before we go into that, talk to me about your second baseman. He's gonna hit 230.
230 sounds about right.
230, right? That's what I thought.
230, 235, so maybe 220 plus or minus 5 points, 230.
17
So-
game like non-hitting streak factored in there.
You're probably looking at about 17, 18 homers, somewhere in there. That sounds about right. I think Suarez is going to have a good year in Cincinnati.
Eugenio.
Eugenio. Yeah, he's going to have a good power year.
Third baseman, right?
I think he's going to be the primary DH,
Oh,
from what I
okay.
understand.
Where are you with Gunnar Henderson?
You know what? I'm higher on Gunnar Henderson than I am Adley Rushman. Rushman's been
Really?
having he's been having a rough go.
Well, you're down
I
on
think he's-
Raleigh, right? After this shit performance, he gave
There's
last
no
couple
way
weeks.
that Cal Raleigh can replicate what
Right.
he'll still be good, but he ain't going to be up there.
Right.
Like you can't replicate that.
Where's Jackson
I'm sorry.
Holiday? Is he up or is he down? I forget.
Holiday's up. Holiday, I think, will be up. I think he's middle of the road. I'm not too.
You're not on him.
I'm not too. He's all right. Like he hasn't shown me enough yet. I think Pete is going to have an okay year. I don't know if he's going to have a great year. He's not going to have a 50 homer year. That's for damn sure. He's going to. I mean, he's probably going to be in like the 30s. So probably.
Give me a second baseman I need to be looking at. I like the guy on the Boston Red Sox. I think his name is Sandella. Rafael.
Ceddanne Rafaela. Yeah, he's
Ceddanne
pretty. He's
Rafaela.
decent. He's pretty decent. Honestly. Oh God.
Gleyber?
If healthy,
Labor?
Glaber's a possibility. Offensively, absolutely. Like I'm watching him for Venezuela, and he looks like a different hitter. Like he looks patient.
Like he's on
actually-
something.
No, like he's actually learned how to hit. You know, and I think that there's something to be said about talking to Miguel Cabrera, who is actually one of the best hitters ever. I think
Ever.
there's something to ever. Like
Ever.
easily, I think he's probably in the top 10. Like
Top
you're
10
probably
hitter
like
ever. Wow.
yeah. So
Has he won
in
the
terms of
Triple Crown?
all around player, in terms of all around, he might be cracking the top 10. In terms of all around hitters,
Huh.
there's something to be said about that. You know, you learn you learn some things from a guy that good.
Where are you on Lawrence Butler?
He's okay. I'm not
Okay.
in love with him. I'm not sure.
If you could have one A's player, what A's player would you have?
Langoliers probably, or actually Brent Rooker. Give me Rooker.
He's
I'll take
outfielder first baseman, right?
Primarily outfielder.
Okay.
I would take that. You thought I was going to say Jeff McNeil. I'm not
Fuck
going
that guy.
Langoliers definitely gives you some power from the
Who's
catching
that-
position.
Who's that guy on the Rangers? Wyatt Langford.
Langford.
And he
Yeah. He's pretty decent.
240 hitter.
Yeah. I mean, it's more about power for him.
Oh yeah.
So I think,
Nice.
I think that would be a way, that would be a good way to go.
All right. So give me
A guy that could take a spike. A guy that could take a spike is actually a guy like Jake McCarthy in Colorado. He could be a sleeper
yeah.
just because of Colorado. It has nothing to do with him. Like, it has a whole to do with the fact he's playing in Colorado.
What about let's talk
Jazz
pitching.
Chisholm wants to be a 50-50 guy.
Yeah,
Jazz Chisholm wants to be a 50-50 guy. That's a no. I'm not touching him with a
That's a
10-foot
no.
pole. Sorry.
That's a no.
No. That's a hard no.
Who do you like in that staff though? Rodon? You feel like what do you think? You like
We
Bedard?
are ordering them up this week, so that's very interesting. I'm not a fan of the Yankee rotation.
Cole, no. Or Fried? You like Fried?
Fried, yeah, I don't know. Fried had a great year last year. Can he do it again? I'm scared. Like I'm scared about him. I'm scared about Rodon. I don't know what you're getting from Cole when he comes back. You have Heel, a full year of Schlittler. Dude,
What about
stay away from the Yankees?
What about
stay away from the Yankee pitchers?
What about your old friend DeGrom?
Jake is good. I think his best days are behind him though.
Okay.
But you put him, Evaldi. I mean, Evaldi. He would probably be. I would say, yeah.
They have what's his face from the Nationals this year too.
They have Mackenzie Gore. That's true.
That's their rotation.
So
it's fucking crazy.
I think that. I mean, Gore. His value definitely goes up now that he's on a better team. Mm-hmm. I think that's somebody that you definitely need to talk to and definitely need to look at. Okay. I mean, you lose Hunter Green for a while, but he might be worth
Chapman, your boy.
Oh fuck no!
Who's the closer? No, not after I watch Mason Miller pitch, I'm not touching that dude. I'll take Bedard, I guess.
Bednar would be Bednar would be a good one. Yeah, it's solid for the Yankees. I think he was good for the Yankees. He had his ups and downs with the Pirates.
Boy,
and. He definitely was better. What about
your boy who's on the Dodgers now?
I mean,
how many?
It's hard to say that he's not going to do well because
there's like 30 games, right?
They're so goddamn deep. It's not even funny. Like
I don't have any. I mean, we didn't even talk about any of the Dodgers. I have no Dodgers here.
You take the whole fucking team, man. You really could just take the whole Dodgers.
Ohtani number 1 overall or Judge number 1 overall.
Oh, Ohtani's a dual threat. He's going number 1.
No. So when you do fantasy baseball, you can take him as a batter or you can take him as a pitcher. Just because you take him as one, you don't get him as the other. You'd have to draft him twice. As stupid as that sounds.
So what you're telling me is that somebody will draft Ohtani 1 as a pitcher, and then the next person will draft Ohtani the hitter as number 2.
No. The way it'll work is someone will draft him in the first 3 picks as a batter, and he probably will get taken in the 3rd or 4th round as a pitcher.
I find that stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Sorry. Yeah,
that's the way it
works. Here's how I would fix this. You're taking Ohtani number 1, but it's really 2 players. Everybody else gets an extra pick.
Would you take
because you have 2 guys? Because you have Ohtani twice.
Would you take Judge in the first round?
I mean, he won the fucking MVP. I mean, he's kind of like,
I think he's not going to hit like 47 to 50 bombs. I mean, what else are they going to do?
You figure like he would be a good pick. Soto would be a good pick.
Soto, you like
Tatis
Soto?
Tatis would be a good.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt Jr. would be good at the top of the. And if you really believe in Roman Anthony, you would take Roman Anthony probably top 5.
I think he'll last until the 3rd or 4th round because I think he's like a DH. I don't think he steals bases. You need kind of more of an all-around player that high.
I mean, he's playing left field, so I think.
What about middle relief? Middle relief. Who do you like? Anybody? Garcia. I like Garcia. You don't even know who Garcia is. Garcia on the Rangers. I think he's pretty good. Who gets some holds? Guys get holds. Guys come in and shut people down.
Weaver. I think Luke Weaver's definitely worth a pickup.
Especially when he brings his Yankee bag with him to fucking places.
Rayleigh from the Mets would be good. Rayleigh's a solid pitcher.
Stanek.
Kirk. Well, no. Kirkring.
No.
Outside of that one play, Kirkring is a pretty decent reliever.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What do you like, Riley Green, the center fielder for the Tigers?
He's all right. I think he's going to be okay. I like him more than I like Kerry Carpenter.
I love Kerry Carpenter. It's like one of my favorite players.
He's got a hole in his swing.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a hole in his swing, man.
He makes me laugh.
But I mean, I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch Torkelson.
Really?
Nah, I just
He strikes out too much?
he strikes out.
He's a 230 hitter, but he hits 30 bombs. He hits 27, 28 home runs.
Yeah, but then 2 years ago he was in AAA, so it was
There's
he cracked
that
the club
part of
and then
it.
right there's that part that he ended up in Toledo. So I'm just throwing that out there. I might take Murakami as a flyer.
Yeah, he's a late
Because
rounder.
yeah, I think
Strikes out a lot.
He strikes out a lot, but if his power translates from Japan, that's a pretty good steal
Can't
right
occur.
there. Well, we don't know that yet. Now, well, that's the thing. If you look at American pitching, shit didn't break that much.
So the first pitcher off the board will be Skeens, right?
Oh shit, yes. Actually, well, it depends. If you classify Ohtani as a pitcher, but I think you would go Skeens over Ohtani as a pitcher. So I would say Skeens is your first true pitcher off the board. I think Yamamoto would probably go after that.
Yeah.
After him, you're probably Skubal. Actually, no, Skubal before Yamamoto. You can't actually flip a coin, Skubal or Skeens. Like those are all really good choices.
You got to remember, Skeens don't win a lot. He gets a lot of strikeouts.
That's true.
He doesn't win a lot.
But he strikes out a lot of fucking
strikes out a lot of guys. He strikes out everybody.
His peripheral stats are really good. He's 10-10. So he's Felix Hernandez. So if you lived with Felix Hernandez on your team as a fantasy baseball player, like this is this generation's Felix Hernandez.
Right. They have a stacked rotation. The Mariners with Kirby,
Garrett Crochet.
Crochet is good.
Castillo would be good. Castillo
Ranger
would be
Suarez,
another good pick.
Where are you on Suarez?
He's in Boston, right?
Sure is.
And he's going from one small ballpark to another, so I don't think that's going to affect him that much.
He's the deuce.
The ER after is he Sonny Gray number 2?
No,
he's before Sonny Gray. Okay.
Yes. We want to win 2 games before we lose.
Okay.
We want a chance.
I think Suarez is going to be okay. I think Crochet goes before Suarez, but I think that Garrett Crochet and Ranger Suarez are going to be a good 1-2 punch. Wheeler would be an interesting idea. He would be more of a stash guy.
Yeah,
he would definitely be a stash guy because he's not starting on the opening day roster. Same thing with Cole. Like Cole would be a guy that you're going to take him just to stash him.
Yeah, he won't be back until 4th of July.
July probably. Maybe. Well, if they push, maybe beginning of June. But then you got to live with the month of him trying to get back into form.
I stink.
He's like 4.5 ERA. Now, where do you stand on Joe Ryan?
The pitcher from Minnesota,
the Twins.
Yeah.
He's got a back issue right now, but he's the ace.
No thanks. No thanks. I'm cool. I'd rather have Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays.
Oh, Gausman's a good pick. Yeah,
I'll take him.
And
good.
Another guy who's got some sneaky value. I like him a lot, and I've liked him for years. Bassett, and he's going to Baltimore. Like I think he'll be a solid player.
He just doesn't do anything really great. He'll win sometimes. He'll give up a lot of runs sometimes. He strikes some people out. Like he doesn't win enough categories, to warrant a draft pick, I would say.
Yeah. But a guy that's intriguing, like we talked about Roman Anthony, a guy that's intriguing to me is Ian Savage from Toronto.
Yeah.
That might be a guy he's going to break camp. I'm pretty sure he's going to break camp.
That would be crazy if they send him down.
Yeah. I mean, he caught fire.
But
Barrios is hurt.
He pitched in the WBC, didn't he?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Or if he did, he pitched for Canada. I think he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So he might have. Yeah. So he might have been pitching for Canada.
Yeah,
but Barrios is hurt. So I think I don't think they can afford
2-0.
Yeah. What fucking ridiculous.
Don't get shut out.
That's all. That's the one thing we can't afford right now. As just
Fucking embarrassing. You can't score 1 run.
I mean, guys, not to touch Ozzy Albies.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a fan. Like a guy that is intriguing. He provides no pop, no RBIs, but he fucking hits Arias. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
He's like, dude,
he'll keep
singles.
your average up. He'll keep your average up.
Yeah.
I actually had Pasquantino. Is that his name?
Oh yeah, Vinny.
I had Vinny last year, but you know what? He doesn't. His average is low, and some days he does really well, and other days he does nothing.
Yeah,
but I mean, he played okay for me. But it's hard. He plays a tough position because he plays first base. Is like, who am I going to start him over? You know what? I'm not starting him over Vlad. I'm not starting over Pete. You're just not. You're gonna start over your Matt Olson. Like you're not starting over Freddie Freeman. You're not starting over Harper. Like there's nobody. You don't. I can come up with 14 or 15, first basemen that you're gonna.
You know who might be a sleeper if you desperately need a first baseman? Ben Rice.
Yeah, I would take Ben Rice.
Ben Rice could be a sleeper.
I would take Ben Rice
in a limited or as a catcher.
You know what happens is like when you play in these leagues, you play with a lot of Yankee fans and a lot of Met fans, so a lot of these guys get taken. Like you think Ben Rice is a sleeper, and then you find out he was taken out like the 6th round because this guy's got a hard on for the Yankees. The same thing with like the fucking Mets. Like you get guys like Nimmo and get guys go, and you're like, how did somebody take this dude so early? Are you kidding me? Like you want to bank on taking these guys later, and it's just like, really?
Yeah.
Really? You're fucking taking Jason Dominguez?
Nobody's taking Jason Dominguez.
Who's the other guy? Spencer Jones? You're taking Spencer Jones?
He's in AAA already. He's done. No, he's already in AAA.
Oh, they sent him back down.
Yeah, and Dominguez is probably getting sent down too. So it's very fascinating. This is very fascinating stuff. But you look at a guy like Ezekiel Tovar, right? Like a guy from the Rockies. Yeah. Like he's playing very well for Venezuela.
If you're Spencer
Jones, he might be playing.
You take your glove and like throw it into your locker when you find out that you're fucking going down. You're like, son, bitch.
It's like, you fucking kidding me, dude?
Fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Come back and shove this right up your fucking ass.
I like that kind of I like that kind of fire in a player. The only problem is I didn't cut you. What?
No, man.
What? I mean, there's a lot of depth value, around the league. But
Alcantara, you like him?
I would like to know where he's going to be. If he's for the Marlins, no. If he's somehow I wouldn't even venture a guess as to who would be. It just can't be the Dodgers. Please don't be the Dodgers again. Like, come on. Houston could probably use him. Like, I would like Alcantara on Houston. I know he was linked to the Mets. I don't see that happening, considering that they just got Freddie Peralta. There you go, sleeper Tobias Myers, or pretty much anybody off of the Brewers. Like, who's really taking
McGill.
A Brewer?
McGill.
Yeah, Trevor McGill, Terang. Even Sal Frelick has a little bit of value.
Who is Terang on the Red Sox now? No.
Oh no, Caleb Durbin's on the Red Sox.
Durbin's good.
Durbin, yeah, he was solid in a rookie campaign. But that's the thing. Like, these guys, are you going to, after 1 year, are you going to take him? Are you going to actually invest a draft pick?
Deal. I think he was part of the Soto deal. Durbin.
Yeah, and then Durbin got flipped with Monasterio to the Red Sox.
Now he's playing against the Yankees.
Now he's playing against the Yankees. Yeah. So
that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. God damn it.
And then you have guys who showed promise last year who people might consider relevant, and they're still pretty unproven. Like a guy like Andres Jimenez in Toronto.
Yeah, he steals bases. He's good.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's great value. I'm torn on that. He's a good baseball player. That's the thing. These guys are good baseball players. Yeah, he tips well, but you know, it's fantasy sports is a hell of a lot different than reality sports, you know? Like guys like that fill out your roster, play a pivotal role, and then they don't do dick for you in fantasy. Like that's just kind of how it is. It's, you know, it's like a blocking tight end. You would, you know, a blocking tight end is great great in reality, but you're never going to start a blocking tight end in fantasy. And if you do, well, you need to have your head examined. But enough about but enough about the Giants and Jets tight ends. All right, boys and girls, we have some statements, and they're either fair or foul. Fair or foul. Number one, the final strike call in the DRUS WBC semifinal.
Foul. That ball is 4 inches down, and Mason Miller was pitching like trash, and he got that call. I can understand if it was Roger Clemens or Pedro pitching a gem, and you know what? You got to protect the plate. Sure, this guy was struggling. You had Manny Machado on deck. It was going to be first and third with Manny Machado up against Mason Miller. I think we missed out on a really, really good matchup there. So I'm saying foul.
It's fair to me. The ump was questionable for both sides. You really can't say it was favoritism. That pitch is too close to take. It's over the plate. It may be a little low. He's calling low strikes. You got to know your ump as the hitter. If you are Perdomo, you got to know that this guy has been calling low strikes all game, and you have to adjust your game plan. Even just stick the goddamn bat out and just try and make some contact here. Because it's not like Mason, like you said, Mason Miller was erratic. Paul Skeens was erratic. Like
hit two people.
Pitching was not crisp.
Not your strong point
right, but it was close enough. Now, what I say in the production meeting, like I would love to have the side angle to see if it broke the plane at the knee, because it's where it breaks the plane. It's not where the catcher catches it. Because if it's by the catcher catch, it's a ball. If we are using that as our indicator, then it's totally a ball. But I would like to see that angle and prove definitively whether or not it was the case. And I also don't need Jeff Passan freaking out and like this whole thing was marred by one pitch. Well, no.
I just wish it was called the other way. That's all. I would have enjoyed it better to see Manny Machado get up against Mason Miller when Mason Miller is pitching like trash.
Well, you know, you feel a little cheated. DR felt a little cheated. Juan Soto said the best team did not win.
Ooh.
Which whatever. You know, the comment, you know, the better team did not win. Whatever. You know,
I would have rather seen DR against Venezuela in the final,
and that's fine. You know, that's absolutely fine. But here's the thing:
I'm not in uproar about it. We might have still got the same outcome. Manny Machado possibly great,
but here's the thing: you had multiple opportunities, but you had. Why are you carelessly running on Aaron Judge's arm? Like you forgot that Aaron Judge has a great arm.
That was
I don't care how fast you are. I don't care how fast Fernando Tatis is. He was out by like 5 feet.
Oh, that was a damn good throw.
It was a damn good throw. Yeah. Careless base running, sloppy base running. What are you doing? That's poor decision making. Just lay up on second base. And that was just one error. That's just one mental error. So it didn't end the game. It was the last pitch of the game, but that wasn't the death knell. You know, the game had plenty of opportunity in it. And to say that one call, this isn't like Armando Galarraga's perfect game. That call blew the game. My man was out by 5 feet and was called safe. Right? That is egregious. This was at least over the plate. Swing the fucking bat. completely fair. Fair or foul. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs trading for Justin Fields. To do what?
To do what? I mean, it's fair for the Chiefs. I mean, what do they get? They got they traded, I think, a 6th rounder. They got a former 1st round pick, and the Jets are paying $7 million of his $10 million salary. So thank you for paying for our backup and our possible 1st string quarterback while Mahomes rehabs. No, it's a good opportunity. You're going to find out if you're a professional quarterback, because Andy Reid could teach you how to play quarterback in the NFL. And if you can't win or learn it here, son, you're not going to learn it anywhere. So I think it's fair for the Chiefs.
I mean, I agree. I think it's fair for both sides. He fell out of favor with Aaron Glenn. Give the kid a fresh start someplace else. You got a sick.
He was playing for a shit. He played for a shit team. He was a winner in Pittsburgh. He won games in Pittsburgh. He was competent in Pittsburgh. He played for a shit team for a coach that didn't know how to coach him. I don't believe that.
And he fell out of favor with that coach. This coach decided that Tyrod Taylor was a better choice than Justin Fields.
2 years, $40 million. Who the fuck are you competing against?
GM's a moron. What do you want me to say? 2 years, yeah, $20 million for Justin Fields. No. So 7 tutties, 1 pick. Like, that's not that statistically, that's meh. But he only threw 5 tutties for the Steelers and 1 pick. So the touchdown to interception ratio is good. It's there. There's something you can work with. You know, with the Steelers, it was his highest completion percentage, 66%. So he's completing 2/3 of his passes. There's things that you can do. There's things that you can work with here. And he's mobile. You can keep running your offense if he has any glimmer of capability. If he has any glimmer of stick-to-itiveness. Because he has the skill set necessary to run the Chiefs offense. What does Mahomes do? He runs, he extends the play, and then he also has that rocket of an arm. Justin Fields has a good arm. He does. Problem is, doesn't really get to showcase it that much. And when he's under pressure, he's looking to run. So use that to your advantage if you're Andy Reid. Because you lost Minshew. Maybe Patrick Mahomes is ready for week 1. That's what he says. I'm not sure. I personally would not test that. Like I wouldn't bank on the fact that Patrick Mahomes is ready to go week 1 after that injury and the series of injuries to his legs. But give me a guy like Justin Fields and let's see what he's got. Why not? It's worth a shot. And it only cost you a 6th round pick. Right? It's low risk, high reward. And best case scenario, Mahomes is back week 1 and Justin Fields is carrying your clipboard. Worst case scenario, Patrick Mahomes is out for an extended period of time and Fields is struggling in your system. You only wasted a 6th round pick on him, you cut him, you move on. Right? If everything has gone to shit with the Chiefs, you can cut your losses. But I think it is absolutely fair to give him a shot because there's glimmers, there's flashes. Worth it, in my opinion. All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for your Legend Superstar of the Week. You know how it goes. We put up a poll on our X account at FadeRouteDNZ and our Instagram poll at FadeRoutePodcast, and you vote. And you vote, and you vote, and you vote. And the winner said vote gets a shout out of this year's show. Takes home the coveted ass trophy. And do you know who took home the coveted ass trophy last week, D?
I don't.
That would be Logan Paul.
That guy.
Yeah. And I have a feeling I have a feeling that the running backs that wanted to fight Logan Paul voted for Logan Paul. So Brandon Jacobs, Frank Gore, Le'Veon Bell, we appreciate your vote. But that was last week. This is this week. Who are your nominees for Legend Superstar of the Week, D?
All right, so first up, I've got the New York Jets. Last year, the Jets gave Justin Fields 2 years, $40 million contract. Yesterday, the Jets traded Justin Fields to the Chiefs for a 2027 sixth-round pick, and the Jets will pay $7 million of his $10 million salary, or his guaranteed money. Jets are paying the backup / starting quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs to play. New York Jets, you are my alleged superstars of the week. Number 2, I've got the NBA looking to expand while your league battles questions of integrity, tanking, resting, and competition. I guess we're all just adding more teams to the list of teams to tank next season. Keep raising those ticket prices, NBA. NBA, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3, home plate umpire for the USA-DR game. Called strike 3 on a ball 4 inches below the strike zone. Oh, robbed all of us of watching Mason Miller versus Manny Machado with the runners on first and third. You are my alleged superstar of the week. What do you got, Zeke?
Good choices. You can't really go wrong with any of them. I am going to start with Philadelphia Union CSO Ernst Tanner, suspended by MLS for racist comments towards African-American players and African-American coaches.
Jesus.
My God, man. What are we doing here? Can we just get rid of this guy right now? Can we just Donald Sterling his ass? Can we do that? It's on record. Like, you have evidence. Give this motherfucker the boot. Ernst Tanner, you are my alleged superstar of the week. Number 2, AFCON, the African Cup of Nations, overturning the result, awarding Morocco the title after declaring that Senegal, who rightfully won the match, after coming back after 11 minutes, they needed 15 minutes to declare an official forfeit. They came back after 11. Not only did they come back, but they won the game outright and won the African Cup of Nations legitimately. Overturned because allegedly they took too long, even though they were within their time frame to protest. Yeah, make that make sense. AFCON, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3, Major League Baseball. Have you heard about some of these rule changes that they are testing out in the minor leagues this year? Oh, God almighty. They're introducing a check swing challenge system in the Pacific Coast League. So, the batter, pitcher, or catcher may challenge an umpire's check swing call, and there has to be a 45-degree angle. If you break 45 degrees, then it will be considered an official check swing. That's the objective cutoff point. The bat head must go above a 45-degree angle. That's right, kids. You're going to put geometry to use. Yay! Remember all that stuff that you never thought you'd use in class? Well, now you're going to fucking use it. Congratulations. Oh, Lord. The other thing that they're thinking about is eliminating batter timeouts.
I got something in my eye. Too bad.
Fuck off. Wait. My coach is trying to give me a sign. Too fucking bad. You should know what to do. You're a goddamn professional. You should know what to do. What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? What's the point? It's just change for the sake of change. this league went 100 years without fucking changing, and all of a sudden it can't help itself. It can't stop. It just can't stop. It's addicted to change. It's ridiculous. And it's nothing for the better. Nothing for the better. It's just becoming more and more unrecognizable. Major League Baseball, you are my alleged superstar of the week. I think we said our piece. Go to our X account at FadeRouteDNZ. Go to our Instagram poll at FadeRoute Podcast and vote and vote and vote and vote. And for our nominees. We finish our MLB division by division preview as we order up.
Order up.
The American League East. Now, we had two teams tied at the top with 94 wins last year. One got to the World Series. One got to a game of winning the World Series, narrowly losing to the Dodgers in 7. And the other one decided to run it back with the same roster.
The other one lost to the Dodgers the year before.
Well, you know. So, will either of these teams repeat? Or will we have a new team from the American League East crop up
second
to lose to the Dodgers? Can anybody challenge? Can anybody do that? Well, let's break it down. From 5 to 1, who you got in the American League East? D.
I think 1 through 4 will be very, very competitive.
Yes.
Doing this, I did it up a bunch of times. I honestly said for three or four different ways, but ultimately this is what I fell on. I have the Rays at 5. I just don't think Junior Caminero is enough. I've got the O's at 4. Yeah, they added Pete Alonso, but where's the pitching? Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, Shane Baz, Chris Bassett, Zach Eflin. No. Number 3, I got the run it backs, the Yankees. I just don't believe in this team was good enough last year. They're definitely not good enough to run it back. I mean, Cole coming back in the summer and Fried, this is going to be the American League's second time seeing him. Yeah. I have Boston in second, and largely because of MVP Roman Anthony, Ranger Suarez, Garrett Crochet. I just think that 1-2 punch is going to be like what the Phillies 1-2 punch was. And I think they're going to compete. I think Weiler Abreu takes a step up this year. I think Trevor Story plays well. I think they're a good team. I think they're going to be. I think Durbin's going to be really good for them. I think they're going to be good. Not great, but good. And number 1, it's Toronto. They made all the right moves this offseason. They've got Cease, Gausman, Bieber, Yusavage, Scherzer, Barrios. Those are pitchers. Those are all competent pitchers. I think Vlad G is going to be a monster this year. They've had a taste of what it's like to be in the World Series, and I think they're going to be able to compete at a high level and try to get back there.
Son of a bitch, we got the exact same fucking order. We have the exact same order, ladies and gentlemen. But
not scripted.
Not scripted whatsoever. But, you know, just for the sake of argument, let's go through, even though we have the exact same order. The Rays have a lot of question marks. You know, is Shane McClanahan going to stay healthy? If he stays healthy, he's a top rotation arm. No, he only played a few, if that at all. You have Garrett Clevenger, which is great. He's a very good reliever, but there's not a lot here. Yeah, Griffin Jacks, they acquired from the Twins. Why, I don't know. The one thing that gives me pause about the Rays is that, like, they do more with less than any team in Major League Baseball. Right? They're all in on this kid, Johnny DeLuca, for example. Maybe he's something. Maybe we just haven't seen it. They're banking on some reclamation projects, right? They're banking on a guy like Cedric Mullins coming in and kind of reinvigorating himself. Gavin Lux coming over from Cincinnati and reinvigorating himself. They're banking on Yandy Diaz and Caminero and Aranda. Could they? Sure. Like, this team This team plays well, and I don't take them lightly. I just think the cupboard is a little bare. I agree with you as far as the Orioles go. The Orioles, the pitching is suspect, but it's better than the Rays. You know, if Shane Baz can, get over his injury history, and if he can be the guy that the Rays thought he was going to be, then that's a hell of a steal right there. You have Rogers, who's a pretty decent pitcher. You have, a guy like Bassett, eats innings, is a strong middle of the rotation arm. Eflin, strong middle of the rotation arm. That's the problem. You got a bunch of strong middle of the rotation arms. Where's your ace? Right? This team peaked when they traded for Corbin Burns, and then he didn't come back. That was their shot. They took their shot. I will give them all the credit in the world. They took the shot. It didn't work because now Corbin Burns is a Diamondback. But hey, credit to you. You're taking your shot again with Pete. I think Pete's going to have a good year. I think he is. I think Gunnar Henderson's going to have a good year. I think that, you have Cowser, you traded for Taylor Ward, you have Mountcastle. The offense is there. You have a little more pitching than the Rays, but not enough to deal with the top of the division. The Yankees, you remade your bullpen, right? Now you have Bednar instead of Williams. That's already an upgrade. Good job. Doval over Weaver. A full season of Doval over Weaver. I think that's a wash. Maybe a little less. Weaver was a good Yankee. Weaver was good for them. And then you have like the Jake Birds of the world, Paul Blackburns of the world. Fernando Cruz, is he going to be the guy who he was last year? He has an electric arm. We'll see. Tim Hill is still there. He's a good lefty. He's a good loogie. Yarbrough's there to eat innings. The rotation is suspect. Is Fried going to give you another 19-win year? No. Is he going to get close? I don't think so. Rodon is already kind of banged up. What's he going to give you? Luis Gil, a full year removed. He's back and he's integrated into the rotation. He'll be better, but how much better? You're getting a full season of Cam Schlittler. What's he going to be? I'm not confident. Like, he looked great down the stretch. He looked great, but now it's a full season, right? Now you got tape. Can he keep going? And the biggest question mark on the wall, what's Garrett Cole going to be when he comes back? I see 4.5 ERA. I see struggles. And then eventually he'll settle in. But by the time he does, it's already a problem. And then running out the exact same friggin' lineup as last year. Yeah, I get you have a whole year of Jose Caballero. He's replacing Anthony Volpe. I get it. I understand. Like, you now have third base settled. You're not having Jazz over there. Jazz is your regular second baseman. You're going to, I guess you're going to platoon between Rice and Goldschmidt. If not, just having Goldschmidt off the bench and Rice is your everyday first baseman. Okay, a lot of guys played above their head last year. You have to expect some regression for a 94-win team. And then Dominguez is going to be in AAA. You have Bellinger. You brought him back. You got Judge. And you have Trent Grisham. You're really banking on Trent Grisham? This guy was so quick to snap up that qualifying offer. Like, listen, Trent, I'll take it. Fuck. Damn it. He said yes. And then Stanton has double tennis elbow. He can't open a bag of chips. How's he supposed to swing a bat? I understand that playoff GC is a different animal, but my man can't bend his arms. That's a problem. That's a major friggin' problem. I just don't see it. I get what Michael Kay is saying, but everything had to break right for you to get to 94. And let's be real here. Toronto came and took that division from you. You had it, and Toronto took it from you. They tied. They came back and tied with you. I think the Red Sox got better. You added Sonny Gray, Oviedo, Suarez to a rotation that already had Crochet and Bayo. I'm not a fan of Chapman, but he's been pitching well. I just can't see it with him. Whitlock is still there. He's pretty good. And then the offense is still great. It's still really good. Narvaez, you added Durbin. You added Wilson Contreras, right? We haven't talked about that one. Like adding Wilson Contreras is kind of big. And if he doesn't work out at first base, you stick his ass behind the plate. All of a sudden, you have a Gold Glove catcher. Shit. Pretty damn good. Marcelo Mayer's probably, going to get an extended look. IKF is coming off the bench. So you weaken the Blue Jays and also better yourself. What do you expect from Trevor Story? I don't know. I honestly don't know from this guy. He had a good year last year, a decent year last year. Your guess is as good as mine. And that outfield plays, man. You have Rafaela. You have Yoshida. Yoshida's going to be expendable. People might come calling for Yoshida. Duran, Roman Anthony, Wilyer Abreu. That's a good young outfield. That will be very good for a very long time. And what can you say about the pennant winners, right? They added Cody Ponce. They added Dylan Cease. They added Okamoto. They're going for the kill. They thought they had the Dodgers last year. In reality, they should have won. Let's be real here. The Toronto Blue Jays should have won the World Series last year, but they did not. And now they're going for the kill. It would not surprise me at all if the Toronto Blue Jays make it back and we have a rematch next year at the end of this season. Those are our picks. Apparently the exact same ones. What are yours? Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide our DMs on IG at Faderoute Podcast. Drop us a line on X at FadeRouteD and let us know who you got in the American League East. It's time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week. Completely unplanned.